Is you looking or you buying some? If you looking, we supplying some. Red hands can't hide nothing. Red flag, but ain't tied to nothing. Call hard with them ones on me. She ain't for you, you ain't the one, homie. She play my shit and go dumb, homie.
Alright guys, so welcome back. Okay, so I know you guys have been asking for an updated squad controller guide, and I'm so sorry that I haven't been able to get to it. Unfortunately, what happened was my laptop, it wasn't running the games that I needed to run, so I needed to wait till I got a new computer. And when I got the new computer, honestly, it had slipped my mind. So somebody reminded me today in the comments, and you know what, it's time for you guys to get this controller guide. It is time. So I'm just gonna let you guys know now. I don't really use the controller often. I really use the mouse and keyboard. Like, I just learned how to use the mouse and keyboard when I first started the game. Yeah, I was using the controller because I came from console, you know, switching over to PC. It was kind of difficult at the time, so I made the controller guide originally for people that were switching over to PC. So the thing is, some of the buttons aren't able to map onto a lot of these. They're not able to map on, like, it's hard to ping targets and, you know, stuff like that. So I just made a simple, you know, something simple, but I was switching back and forth between the controller and the keyboard just to let you guys know. You know, I don't want nobody down in the comments like, hey, I can't do this, I can't do. Well, yeah, unfortunately there's a lot of buttons on the, you know, on the keyboard that you just can't map over to the controller because it's just not enough. Like, you just can't, like, the way that they got it on here is just really hard to do it. But let's just jump straight into it, guys. These are my button layouts. Take a good look. I'm gonna go through most of them now. Unfortunately, I haven't played Squad in a while because my computer, like I said, the laptop that I had, I wasn't able to really run the games. So, you know, that was my main reason. But so for my left triggers and stuff, my back triggers, I have this set to left shift and right mouse. So when you go into it, this is how it looks like. Full pull action. I have it at a soft pull. You know, just take a look at this. I'm not going to go into too much details with it all, but take a look at how I have mine set, you know, to get a general idea. So what I did was I put it as a long press, and I put the binding for this one as left shift and right mouse, because the right click on the mouse, I believe, is to zoom in. So what it does in game, it lets me zoom in. You know, I'm able to aim down the sights, and then I fire with my, you know, my right triggers. So as you can see, for my right triggers, I have it set to left mouse. These are the layouts that I have for it. I have soft pull, point, pretty up. I might actually turn this down because the lower you set it, the faster the response time is, but I have mine at just the right amount. It was the default settings, you know, but it worked best for me at the time. So now for my bumpers, my right and left bumpers, now this is where it gets kind of confusing because I have these set to like scroll up and scroll down, so that way when you're choosing your weapon, you can just click it once and click it, you know, you either click the right trigger or the left bumper, my bad, the left bumper or the right bumper just once, or, you know, and it will scroll through whatever you needed it to cycle through. And then when you hold it, it's a different, you know, a different button. So this is what I have for my regular press is to scroll up. That means I just tap it once. And for my long press, I have that set to Q, which means that I hold it. For my analog sticks, this is where another one where it gets, my bad, my directional pads. This is where it also gets a little tricky at for my directional pads, is because I have it set to so many different things. You know, just that was how I set it to fit my play style, you know, that I had. You're more than welcome to set it to different things. It's fairly easy. I thought that I couldn't do it, but I went through and I did it. But this is how it looks like. So I have it set to directional pad, 8-way overlap. I have my up set to B, my right set to F, my down. This is actually set to multiple different ones. So I have for my regular press, I have it set to 5. So if I press it once, it'll change to whatever I have slotted at 5. And for if I hold it, it will change to whatever slotted at 6, which I believe those are like the shovels and stuff, I think. Then for my left, I have V. I didn't put no additional settings. There's no additional settings. I didn't add nothing else. This is how it is. For my analog stick, of course, this is to move. You know, I have everything. It's just pretty much just to move. This is set to S. This just let you guys know. And it's set to directional pad. You know, just take a look at it. For my click action, I have it set to sprint. So that way when I click it in, I can run. For my right analog stick, I have it just set to joystick mouse. I have it set to, for my output axis, I have it set to both horizontal and vertical. Style of it is joystick mouse. Now I did turn my mouse sensitivity down a bit because I wanted it to be a little bit more responsive when I'm, you know, turning and looking around and stuff. For additional settings, I put it to wide. My dead zone is circle, and I put the calibration on. My dead zone inner, I did turn this down. I believe it comes up, but I can't really remember. It's been a while since I've done it, but this is how it's all set. Now, for my button layouts, this is where it gets a little tricky at. So I have it set to button pad. Now for my triangle button, I have this set to number 1 for my slot for the gun. So when I tap it one time, it'll automatically put my primary weapon. And then for my long press, it changes it to, I believe, the shovel. I believe that's what it is. Whatever is slotted at 6, that's where it's at. Now for my circle button, since this is a PlayStation controller, I have this set as X. I forgot what X is. I believe that's crouch. So if I press it once, I crouch. If I put it to long press and I hold it, I go prone. For my X button, if I press it once, this is to jump. If I hold it, I believe this is to interact. I believe that's what F is, to interact with stuff. But this gets a little tricky though, this one right here, because sometimes you'll jump on accident when you're trying to interact with something. But for the most part, it's been working for me. Square, this is to reload. If I press it once, it reloads. I have it set to R. For my long press, I have it set to whatever is 5. I forgot what 5 is. But I also did turn it down a little bit because I wanted it to be, you know, pretty responsive. And of course, for my bumpers, like I said, I set this one to down. So when I press it once, it'll scroll down. And if I do a long press, it's E, which is to lean. So I have it to lean, either to lean left and lean right. That's what both of these are. That's what my bumpers are for both of them. To lean left and lean right. And then for my trigger, I have this set to left mouse. It is set to hair trigger. And I put the soft pull point. You can either turn this down or leave it up. If you turn it down, it's a little bit responsive, like I said. But I found it to like be a little glitchy. Like it was kind of weird, you know. But this is how I have it. I have it set to linear. And everything else, this is it. So this is my button layout for Squad. As you can see, I have the game running in the back right now. So we could test out it right here. So this is me using the controller. And since I set it to since I actually set the analog stick, the left analog stick, the way I set it, when I hold up, it will start sprinting immediately. I actually don't have to click it in. But the bad part is, you know, you're sprinting. You know, if you want to do a slow walk, you can, but sometimes it doesn't do the slowest walk. So like I said, I have the back triggers. This is everything working. This is me, aiming down the sights. I can shoot. If I press square, it'll reload. Holding square will set it to my field dress and whatever 5 is, whatever your character's using. Triangle goes back to your main gun. Now sometimes for the analog stick to run, if you're already in motion, sometimes it won't run. So what I end up having to do is I actually have to stop moving and then start and then just hold it again just to run. I don't actually have to click it in though, but if I'm doing like this, it won't let me run if I'm clicking it in. So if you're facing that problem, that's the reason why. But remember, this is not really optimized to be used for controller, it's keyboard. Mouse said, it's a keyboard. So now what my problem was that I was having is viewing it like this. It's very fast sometimes, and I've tried to turn it down slow to a point where I could be able to aim at all these targets good, but the problem is you need it fast enough in case somebody's running up to you. So it's like it's pretty bad sometimes, so it's like hard to aim at targets, but you still can do it though. So but like I said, I use mouse and keyboard mainly, but these are the settings that I've been using and I found it to work best for me. I don't know exactly how I can update it more. Also, I have tried to export the config, and I've done it. I went to community. I've tried to save it as Real Dad Life, Real Dad Life Gaming Squad Controller. This is what I have, so let me see. I saved it, and I've tried to do it as much as possible. I don't know what else I can do. Yeah, so like I said, I've tried to export it. I don't know if it will work. Please play with your configuration for the last 5 minutes before publishing it. I've already done that. Oh, okay. I didn't know I could do this. Where do I go to find this then? They said they saved it in my clipboard. Okay. Well, see, like I said, I've already actually exported it online already, so I don't know why it's not popping up, but this is what it is. If you guys see it right here, this is exactly what it is. I'll try to see if I can link it. I believe it said it saved it to my clipboard, so I'll see if I can link it onto just pin it somewhere in the comments below. But if I can't link it, or if I can't find the link or something or whatever, but this is where it's at. I have saved it. I don't know why it's not loading, but let me know if you guys happen to find it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sorry this video took a long time to get out. I'm a single father, so I have 4 kids of my own, and and I have to I'm kind of busy sometimes, so I've been trying to upload a lot more lately, but only have a certain amount of playtime here and there. But comment, like, and subscribe, y'all. Let me know down in the comments. Thank you.